Hello, everyone. Welcome in. It's so good to see you. So good to see you. How are all of you today, this 4th day of July? Hard to believe. Hard to believe we are already June. I'm sorry, excuse me. Already into the 4th day of June. Hello, Christina and Panda Bear's mom and Audrey's journey. Whispering Winds, Jen in Georgia. I have new socks on. All my mods, Hindsight, Lori, Girl Mom 2, good to see you. Marie McCall, welcome in everyone. And if I haven't, hi Robin, personally greeted you, hey Binny, please know I'm just so appreciative that you're here. We are very lucky today to have our Oregon witness back with us. And she will, hi Linda, hi Pippi. She will be with us shortly. I wanted to give us a little catch up on what we are talking about, so those who are new to the case are aware. We are discussing Sebastian Rogers, and he was reported missing February 26, 2024, from Hendersonville, Tennessee, for those of you new to the case. He was 15 at the time. He is now 16. Please hit that thumbs up as you come in, please. Thank you so much. He is now 16. We have an eyewitness with us today. Shortly after, just a couple weeks after Sebastian was missing, a few weeks, this eyewitness who lives in Oregon, was at FORDS Pond, Oregon in Sutherlin, Tennessee. And she did not know about Sebastian or the Pfoots or the case. And this was back in March. But she saw them. They were with another couple. They were seated I'm going to let you tell her the whole story. But she went to the police department once she saw Sebastian's case on the news and saw the Pfoots. So she filed a report with the police department, which we'll read again. And she's 100% sure she saw them. She's gone back and searched. Some of you had said you would go search with her, and we're going to discuss coordinating that today. And today we're going to release a little bit more new information about a car that had kind of been around her house and at the pond, and another heart located, and a barbecue. So this is all occurring in FORDS Pond. And when our guest comes up, which she'll be up here any second. Thank you. She'll be up here, and we will be able, and don't forget, membership. Saturday, we have our members live. It's going to be a doozy because we have a lot to talk about. And also remember, tomorrow, opening statements, 1 p.m. Eastern for Lori Daybell. Her last and final show, I will be streaming it here, and I'll start about 12:30 Eastern time. So I can give you some updates on the case if you need it. So once our guest arrives here, let me go ahead and text her, see where she is, and I can get it started too while we're waiting for her. Okay. I just let her know we're ready for her when she comes in. Hold on one second. There we go. She's here now. Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me? Miss Oregon Duck, can you hear me? Okay, she can hear me. I think she can hear me. She's saying yes in the text. So, well, she is with us, and she's going to share with us a little bit about her circumstance and some more information just to let you know. Hi, Jen. She believes with another team she had identified the people. Now, she and I are working together to verify who they are, what a connection could be, and all of the above. We will give you a hint tonight as to some things we're thinking, but until we know and can turn it in and say, hey, this is who was seen, can you look into this? We want to wait till we have it right. Okay, 100% right. But we are going to show you a car that was at her home watching her and then was also at Ford's Pond when she was there. So lots to discuss. She has gotten off the stage. Let me see what's going on. And I will start with the map so you know where we are. So you know, Ford's Pond is now the sighting was in the middle to third week in like middle-ish to third week in March of March of 2024, and it was during the weekday, like a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday around 10:30 or 11 o'clock. Okay, welcome in everyone. Please hit that thumbs up. Here she comes. Let me add her to the stage. And that was prior to her knowing about the case. So my question before I have Miss Oregon start talking is, okay, if you remember we had pictures of the RV pulling out of Stafford Court about March 4th and returning March 25th. Well, my thought is, if your child is missing February 26th, why would you take an unplanned trip? Now, Seth has not said he was so, he was going in a couple weeks with his mom and his stepdad to go on a trip and he was so excited. No. We haven't heard he was going to go stay with Seth for a couple weeks or a week while we go on a trip and he was excited about that. No. Because we have never heard that there was a planned trip to go across the country to the coast to Oregon. So I ask you, what would propel a parent to go across the country just a week or couple weeks after her child went missing that she said walked out? Now, I know on Nancy Grace, she said, well, he could be anywhere. Yes, but what would lead you to believe he's made it across the country in 2 weeks? Okay. Because allegedly we do believe that is where they did the Nancy Grace interview, either traveling back or in Oregon. So without further ado, I am going to welcome our guest in. Hello. Do you have your sound up? I wonder if she can hear us today. We can't hear her. Hold on. Let me see if she's having sound issues. So what would make someone, your child isn't going to be across the country within 2 weeks, right? So to me, that was an unplanned trip. So if you have an unplanned trip and you leave and you travel 37 hours from home, that's an agenda, in my opinion. My opinion. What other reason would propel a mother across country? You would have had to pry me out of there. And I would never have had anyone be able to convince me that 2 weeks later I should go 37 hours away because my child might be there, right? He could be anywhere. That just doesn't make sense. So why an unplanned trip? Why an unplanned trip in an undisclosed location, right? So I find that very interesting because most of us wouldn't leave. And even if you had a planned trip, would you still go? That's so odd. So what were they doing in Oregon? I'm not sure what's going on with her. Hold on. Let me just see if she's having sound issues or something. Let me call her. Excuse me, I'm just going to mute for 1 second.
Jay.
Yeah, are you having sound issues?
Jay.
Yeah, what's going on?
Something keeps on kicking me out of chat.
It's kicking you out of chat or out of StreamYard?
Out of StreamYard.
That's weird. Try again. Okay. Can you hear me when you go up on panel?
Yeah.
Okay, she's trying again. And then we also know that during that same time frame, his mom and stepdad were traveling because they posted on Facebook March 17th. So they were all traveling. during this time. Hi, Kiki. Hello, everyone. So it's kicking her off a stage once she goes up. So she's having a little technical difficulty. So they were all traveling. Child missing, and there's 4 people right there who have traveled and left the area allegedly and aren't looking for him or doing anything. Hi, Sassy. Hi, me and you. Hi, Kiki. So our guest is trying to come up, so I'm going to keep going through this. Now, 37 hours from home. And as you know, this is FORDS Pond, and it's located on Church Road in Sutherlin, Oregon. Nearby, hold on one second. This must be her. This may be her. We might have to do a call in. Hold on, friends. I just dropped the link in the chat, please. That is only for our guest. Can you get into YouTube?
Can't get into any.
Sorry, y'all. Her internet went out. So she is going to be with us via the phone. Okay. Can you hear her? Can you say hello?
Hello.
Say it again.
Hello.
Can you turn your volume up?
Hello.
Can you all hear? Can you all hear our guest? Say it again. They can't hear you.
Internet.
I wonder why it's kicking. Well, if you don't have internet. Okay. They can. Oh, here. Now try it.
Okay. Hello.
Okay. Someone else is trying to come up that isn't you. Guys, I said that was just for her. Okay. Let me go ahead and delete the tab because people are trying to use it. Okay.
Can they hear?
Now can you hear my friends? Okay, they can hear you now.
Oh, good.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry your internet went out, but we truly appreciate you being here. And before I even go over the police report, I want to say, you didn't even know about Sebastian's case, and here you're fishing, minding your own business, and you end up, meeting this couple who helped you fish, and they happen to be with another couple, and later on you recognize them, and we want to thank you for going to the police station because it's so important. It's a vital, vital lead. So would you like to tell everyone about your experience? And I know you did this last time you were on, but we might have new people in the audience to tell them exactly what happened. I kind of gave them the rundown. It was a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, second or third week in March around 10:30 or 11 a.m.
Yes, ma'am. I was fishing out at FORDS Pond, and I was having a little bit of problems with my hands because I have arthritis really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And there was 2 men. They were standing. Chris Proudfoot was on one end of the table. Katie was sitting next to him. The other man and the other woman were on the other end of the table. The man was standing. She was sitting. And the man noticed that I was having a hard time with my fishing pole. So
is that your sound going in and out?
Can you hear me now?
Yes. There's just something kind of lagging, but keep going. It might be your internet, but keep going, my friend.
But anyways, the man was pretty nice, and he asked me if he could help me, and so that just kind of sparked up a conversation with all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Katie and Chris, they didn't say nothing.
Okay.
He just sat there with his pug face, brown look on his face,
and you had no idea who they were?
No, ma'am. I had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never known about Sebastian if I wouldn't have got on TikTok and noticed that those are the people I seen.
Ah, gotcha. And can I ask you a question? We've discussed this before, did they have anything with them like a picnic, a fishing rod, water bottles, anything that looked like they were there for a hike or a picnic or fishing or any activities?
There was no water bottles, no picnics, no liquids whatsoever, no food whatsoever.
And how long, and oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And they were just sitting there, Chris and Katie looking straight into the pond.
And how long would you say you were all there from when you arrived and left? Because I know they walked out about the same time you did, correct?
Probably about an hour.
About an hour, and they were just sitting there, huh?
Yeah, just sitting there.
Okay. And now a lot of questions have come up about the blue pole that was in the water. We didn't bring it up last time to them, but can we tell them a little bit? Was it metal? Was it wooden? Is it a stick? Is it a rod? Is it permanent? Is it usually there? Can you talk about that a little bit?
It is a stick that is like a stick that sticks straight out of the water. And when I first went out there searching, there was a blue bag that was hanging on that, but it wasn't to where I could reach it. And then I would go back to search some more, and the bag would be gone.
Okay. Now she's referring to once she realized that it was Sebastian's parent or stepdad and mom that she saw, and she put in a police report right before she went searching, and she's been searching since. Okay. So this is back in March and then June, right?
Yes.
And then you've recently been out searching again.
Yes. I went from Roseburg, Oregon, clear to Reedsport, Oregon. I've been to things, community things in Grants Pass down that way, trying to look to see if I could see Sebastian in any crowds.
Can you tell them what you did this past weekend in order to look for Sebastian?
Yeah, I drove
the event. Well, the event you went to.
Oh yeah, it's called a boat key, and it has over 2,000 people there. I went with my family, and to be honest, I spent my whole time looking for Sebastian while I was there.
You are amazing part of Sebastian's army, so dedicated. And also our guest has been taking drives and looking for Sebastian as well, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what areas did you say? Roseburg,
Reedsport, Grants Pass, Sutherlin. I've been all over looking for Sebastian.
And I have some of your photos here. So this is the area, you all, and look at, I mean, it's gorgeous, but can you imagine all the places, just like with summer, all those places that, and this is actually Ford's Pond from when you were there.
Yes.
I didn't upload your little videos, but okay. So the area itself is just, there's so many places he could be, right?
Absolutely.
Like if we pull it up here, let's go to Google. Let me take you to Google Earth real quick, because I know they want to hear your story before we start doing everything. So
I do want you to know too, I was at like the BLM land off of Church Road.
You were? Okay.
Yeah, but they closed the gate off, so you can't get up there. But I'll tell you, BLM would be the perfect place.
Yes, it would. It surely would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Now, by the way, for those of you who are just joining us, Ford's Pond is on Church Road, which resonated with us also because remember, CP told Seth, if you want to find him, go to church. Okay. And this Ford's Pond, where our eyewitness saw them, is on Church Road. Now, there aren't a lot of coincidences in true crime, in my opinion. Now, another thing that we've noticed, I'm just going to go through kind of what we said we were going to show them, is that, well, first of all, very close to where Ford's Pond is the Sutherland wastewater treatment. And if you look at that, if we zoom in here, it's a facility here. That's concerning to me. And then we have the KOA RV park right within, it's like 1.2 miles, if that, right there. What I want to show is Sorry, girl.
You're okay.
Okay. So I want to get them back to our slides here.
I want all you ladies to know I've never given up on Sebastian.
No,
I research, I search, and I'm doing everything I can in Oregon by myself because Oregon really doesn't know about Sebastian
other than the police department, right?
other than the police department and me.
Okay. And another thing that I want to talk about is our guest went to the police in June, and I have the police report I'll share with you in a second. And she had Ashley Higgins, very well-respected officer there in Sutherland, filled out a police report, very detailed, and sent it over to Hendersonville major crimes, crime investigations unit, okay? And not Hendersonville nor Sumner County had ever reached out to our guest.
No, they haven't.
They still haven't. So
They
this
haven't.
was a lead that was sent to them from a police station that they never followed up on.
They haven't interviewed me or anything.
Right. But she was contacted by Dog and his team. Okay? Just so you know. And before I released that police report, I verified with Dog's team that they were on top of this lead because I wasn't going to jump them for the lead, right? So she was never contacted. And just like Seth said on March 25th, in his frustration, he drove all the way to Bristol, Virginia for that alleged sighting. And when he got there, the police had never heard of Sumner County. Sumner County had never contacted them, even though they had received the tip too, and had no idea. So stones are going unturned. So we have to do what we can do. We have to do what we can do. And we so appreciate you doing this. Now, is there anything else you want to add before I get into the tattoo?
I just need help, you guys. I need people to step up and help me come out here and search.
Yeah. And we do have 2 people who have messaged me, but if anyone wants to search, please put in Ford's Pond search and email me at crimetimebuzz@gmail.com.
I mean, we're talking about 200 acres here.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
For one person, that's a lot of land to cover by yourself.
Right. And I want to show them the car real quick before we get into the tattoo. In case anyone recognizes the vehicle. Were you aware there was someone in the vehicle?
I had got up that morning.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'd been out to Ford's Pond searching and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I got up that morning, looked out off my deck, and here's this brown Suburban.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a creamy brown color.
I have it up right now, yeah.
And so I just kind of glanced at it, not really, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not really thinking anything. Well, and that Suburban followed me out to Ford's Pond.
It followed you to Ford's Pond.
Yeah, it showed up at Ford's Pond where I was. And so I took a picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
And but I believe in my heart it has something to do with it.
Well, if they were at your home and they followed you, right?
They did follow me.
From your home to Ford's, they were at your home. So you had been searching there, correct?
Yes.
You had been searching there, and then you wake up one morning and this vehicle is out front of your home, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you go to Ford's Pond. Was it the same morning you saw them outside of your home?
Yes.
And they followed you all the way to Ford's Pond?
Yes.
Now, the reason we're bringing this forth to you all is to see if any one of you could recognize the vehicle. Now, there is an individual inside of it, I've noticed.
He was a tall man.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about 6 foot to 6'1", slender, with a baseball cap on.
Oh, I thought you said a baseball bat. I was like, oh, geez.
Well,
it's like, be really careful.
There was those in my car too.
I was going to say, knowing you. It is scary. It is really scary, you all. Thank you, Sassy. Thank you so much because you
I want to make
care
something
about
clear
Sebastian.
to every
Thank you.
person in your chat, Jay.
Thank you, Sassy. Yes.
I want every one of you to know I'm not scared of Chris Proudfoot or any people that he's involved with.
Okay, let's not challenge anyone, my friend.
I'm not.
I know you're not. I know you're not. Have you seen that? That's a great question. Have you seen, and we are, if we reach our goal, we'll stay for, and if I can convince our guest, she can maybe stay with us for a Q&A. Okay. So we will take questions at the end, if you don't mind. But have you seen the car since?
No.
Okay. Do you know if anyone has searched, because that water, oh, good. Someone's bringing it up too. That water treatment area is concerning to me. Do you know when they investigated, if they happened to investigate in person a water treatment area?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. One thing I also I'm going to share with them about who the people, okay? Because I know a lot of people are interested in who it was that you saw. You all, we have been working together on, before our guest met me, she had been working with some other individuals to identify who it was she saw. And through photos, she believes she has identified them, correct?
Yes, ma'am, I have identified them.
She has identified them. The thing that we're trying to do right now is we are trying to absolutely verify a lot of things. So before we bring that forth, we will give it to law enforcement, the proper agency, who will investigate those individuals to see if they were there. And then that would get the ball rolling, right? But
Right.
One thing we're willing to tell you tonight, thank you, Sassy and Jen. Thank you so much. What we're willing to tell you today, and for safety reasons and everything else, and not to bring names out until we're 100, is that I'm going to put it the way I put it on the phone, okay? Is that the person is, like we told you, it was not CB or TB. Neither of the step socks. No. It was not the step socks, nor are the individuals related to the step socks. Okay. Now, nor is the individual a Pfoots. But the individual could be related to CP through marriage.
Yes.
So on the other side, if you're getting what I say, KP side. So that's what we can give you today, allegedly, in our opinion. But you are sure. So, but we're just saying that to cover ourselves, okay? So It is not CP's side of the family. From what our guest believes, it is someone from KP's side of the family, allegedly, okay? And so she was followed. And if any of you recognize this vehicle, I know a lot of you like to do the sleuthing and figure this out. So we've got it right here for you. Okay. That vehicle was at her home after she had searched and followed her back to the pond. And is this a photo at the pond?
Yes.
Okay.
I wouldn't get out of my truck.
You wouldn't get out of your truck?
No, because he made me feel uneasy.
Mm-hmm.
He was standing there just looking around and opening up the back of the Suburban. They went over to the passenger door. He wasn't doing anything but screwing with the stuff inside the Suburban.
Okay. Okay. So we want you guys to know that, because let's try and figure that part out, if anyone recognizes that vehicle. But when we do bring forth who it is, we will let you know who it is that we've notified law enforcement so they can find out what they were doing at that pond and when, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what we want to talk to you all about today is, after we had our wonderful guest with us who's never met Sebastian but searches for him a lot, our guest went back. What is it not? Our guest went back. Hold on. I don't know why nothing's working here. And this was, remember we said that, let me show this first. Let's show the heart, okay? If you look at this is KP's tattoo. And we were all thinking, you know, it's so odd, right? And then it's an unfinished heart with a cross. Well, someone messaged me and said, what if it has something to do with Ford's Pond coordinates or something? The cross could be coordinates, right? Well, look at the shape of Ford's Pond. Look at the shape of the tattoo. Now, if we show you, this is, let me enlarge it a little bit. This is the area right here at the end of the cross where they all parked, correct?
Yes.
Oh, you can't see the screen, can you?
But I know where you're at.
Okay. Our guest parked there, and the Pfoots and their other couple were already parked there. They were there when our guest arrived. When our guest left, they all walked out together, and the other four got in the same vehicle, an SUV, but our guest does not recall the description because she didn't even know she should be paying attention at that point. Now, this is the area where our guest was fishing in between this, I call it that water door, and the parking lot. Our guest was fishing here, and there was a picnic table right in here, and that's where they all were sitting. And the older man, not CP, the older man came over and offered to help our guest cast your line?
Yes.
Okay. And where I have this circle in the water is where the blue pole was. Now, the blue pole is still there, correct?
The pole's a wooden pole.
The wooden pole's there, but not the blue bag.
Right.
Okay. So if you look at this and you look at the area where they all were, and you look at the shape of the heart, it matches the tattoo in our opinion. Now, someone said this could be coordinates. Absolutely it could, but that's kind of out of my wheelhouse. But it could be coordinates, but it matches that tattoo. Look. Okay. Now, that's just our theory. When she went back after our show, she found this on the picnic bench they were sitting at. Can you see that? It's a heart. That was at the picnic bench they were sitting at. There are a lot of connections in Oregon. You believe it's Katie's uncle? Katie, say it again. You do believe Katie's aunt and uncle reside in Oregon? Thank you, Benny. So she went back and there's this heart on the table, which hadn't been there before, correct?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Laura, they were seen with an older couple at a Longhorn Steakhouse, not the Texas Roadhouse. And I sat, Smiley told me that. So who's back? Our guest is back from Oregon, the eyewitness from Ford's Pond. So this heart was something that she found the next time she went out there. Oops, hold on. Okay. And then the car was there. But we want to talk to y'all about this right here. Now, this is not my photo. This is what our guest showed to me. And this is a picture of, she called him Crane Daddy, but CP and KP. And they're hanging out. I blocked this person's face. Now, my guest, someone sent this to my guest and indicated that this was in Oregon after he went missing. Correct, my guest?
Yes.
Okay. And I asked her the date and she did not know. However, what we noticed is if you look at this plate and you can kind of look at it's like an Oregon plate with the tree in the middle. So like I told her, it's an Oregon car right there, a white house. But like I told her, that either puts them in Oregon or connected with people in Oregon. But that's like an Oregon plate with the little tree in the middle of the white plate. So it looks like they were at a barbecue in Oregon. Okay. And this is something that, look at them. I mean, they're sitting around and apparently this was in Oregon. You want to tell me a little bit about it, my friend?
Well, I had been working on live and I don't want to mention their names.
Right.
And one of the people that I was working with sent that to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I shared it with Doc's team and with you.
Yeah. And it's kind of blurred out, and obviously, but if you can look at that plate, you can see that that's Oregon tree. Or it's the Oregon tree on the white license plate is what we're trying to say. So were they hanging out at a barbecue? And again, what leads you across the country when your child has disappeared 2 weeks before? I know the statement was he could be anywhere, but come on. Does this look like we're looking?
No.
That doesn't look like we're searching. Okay?
It looks like they're thinking more about themselves than Sebastian.
And this is alleged for entertainment purposes, in our opinion, we are speculating. We are trying to find Sebastian Rogers, and this is something that we believe is very important, is the fact that the stepfather and mom were in Oregon, allegedly. I say allegedly just because I have to, okay? But a police report was made, called in to Hendersonville, and Sumner County must have given it to Sumner County because they're the lead agency. No one followed up, and this is what we have. There are stones going unturned. Okay. Hi, Little Red. Good to see you. So this is something I wanted to show you. So why were they in Oregon? And that's what we need to talk about. What would take you across the country when your child is missing? Everyone's searching. You're not. What's this? Hanging out? Okay. Right? What would do that? What would take you across that country unless it's an agenda, in my opinion? I mean, would any of you mothers be across the country? Even if it was a planned trip, I would have canceled. Absolutely. But they were all traveling. Now, does anyone recall, and we're just going to ask it, okay? Does anyone recall long ago on a panel, CP saying he was in Oregon helping his mom sell her RV? Does anyone remember that? Okay, and if you do, will you email us? Okay, so really that is, so we are looking, we think this may match the tattoo. Sebastian could be around this area. Let me share this tab instead and look at this area. I mean, if I tilt it for you, I want you to see. Let me tilt this for you and show you the actual, look at this. That's this area. Let's back it up a little bit so you can see all of that expanse. Here's the pond. Wow. That's
when I seen that tattoo on that table, Jay, I about fell on the ground. The heart on the table? Yeah. I about fell on the ground. Because, yeah, it was weird. Someone sent her the picture and said it was an Oregon barbecue of them in Oregon. She did not save the date on it. Thank you, Kylie's Nail Candy. She and I did not save the date on it. So that's why we're just putting it forth there and showing you the image. I can't give you a date on that. Right. But it does show that they have connection to Oregon, or were in Oregon indeed. Now, we have been looking, and as many of you know, there is a lot of family connections in Oregon and Alaska, right? And if you remember, the last time we went on here, Sutherlin, Oregon to Alaska is, let's see how long it took. I forget. Was it 9 hours? And flying, yes. Let me see. Anchorage. I'm putting driving. Okay, it's 46 hours. Okay, so that's a long drive, right? Uh-huh.
So that would be a long drive. So, but our guest has been looking. Let me pull up the police report for you just so you know what we are going off of, what she did, which was amazing. Let me pull the document up. I don't see it right now. Hold on. And then we're going to show, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Okay. This is the police report that was sent to me. It is from Sutherlin, Oregon. Someone did a records request and gave it to me, and I'm going to read it to you again. Good afternoon. I am Officer Ashley Higgins with the Sutherlin Police Department. I had a female come into the office on June 27th, 2024. Now, if you saw them in March, what happened took till June again? Can you explain that to our guests just coming in? Are you there?
I'm here.
Can you explain to our guests the gap between March and June, just so they're clear?
I had recently signed up on TikTok. And I was
In June, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I was scrolling through TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed Chris and Katie's picture and then Sebastian's.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew right then and there that's the people I seen.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear for the love of my children, my grandchildren, it was Chris and Katie and Chris Proudfoot.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when I went to the police because I knew that I'd seen him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was worried that Sebastian was in that pond.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's many ways to put someone in water. You know, you can cremate someone and throw a jar out in the water.
Mm-hmm.
You can do anything.
Hi, Holly S. Right.
And so I went to the police, and then it went from there. Then dogs people started getting a hold of me, and it just all went from there. And I haven't stopped searching since.
Mm-hmm. We so appreciate it. And so she went, as soon as she realized that she had seen this couple who she sees on TV, she went to the police, which was in June, but had remembered them from March. And ironically, that is the time they were traveling and the RV was gone from the home. So let's keep reading this so you can hear why we are following through on this. On Thursday, June 27th, she came in June 27, 2024 to report a possible sighting of Katie and Chris Proudfoot at FORDS Pond in our city in March of this year. I took a miscellaneous service report regarding her concerns. The following is in my report. On Thursday, June 27, 2024, at approximately 13:44 hours, I was on duty in the city of Sutherlin, Douglas County, Oregon. I was displaying the badge and uniform of the Sutherlin Police Department and operating a marked vehicle. She came into the Sutherlin Department to report she had recently learned about Sebastian Rogers, a missing 15-year-old child with autism, in a case out of Hendersonville, Sumner County, Tennessee, and feels with absolute certainty that she had a conversation with Sebastian's biological mother, Katie Proudfoot, and her husband, CP, at FORDS Pond, located at 382 Church Road in Sutherlin, sometime in March of 2024. She believes this would have been within the first few weeks of March and would have been on a weekday. Okay. She happened to recently come across some videos. So in June, she came across videos about Sebastian's story on YouTube and TikTok and recognized KP and CP from her visit to FORDS Pond in March. She did some further research into Sebastian's case and learned CP, the stepfather, did not like Sebastian and was rumored to be threatening to divorce KP because of Sebastian. Sebastian was reported missing on February 25th, 2024. It was the 26th, but she's from Katie and Chris's residence in Hendersonville. She advised that on this particular day in March at FORDS Pond, she had been fishing, but has trouble casting due to her arthritis, which was apparently evident to some people sitting on a nearby bench because one of them came over to help her. She began chatting with these people, 4 in total, and learned the male and female she now thinks to be Katie and Chris advised they were from Tennessee, and the other two said they were from Seattle, Washington. They were also a male and female with graying hair. She discovered that Sebastian's grandparents recently flew from Seattle, Washington to Alaska, which she found interesting since the other couple at the pond advised they were from Seattle. She also learned from an unknown source that KP and CP have ties to Oregon. She said her interaction with these four individuals at the pond was odd. They seemed to be acting strangely, and she's concerned they may have dumped Sebastian's body somewhere in or around Ford's Pond. She has gone back to Ford's Pond and has been digging around in the brush and shoreline looking for evidence of Sebastian's decomposing body. She showed me a photograph she took with her cell phone of a pile of bones and fur she dug up in some nearby vegetation. Bless you for doing this. That she suspected may be body parts. This appeared to me to be an opossum or nutria carcass. As a precaution, this photograph was uploaded to the accident evidence server under SPD case number 240461. Look at the detail. She's not even the lead agency. I checked local files for anyone with the name of Proudfoot. She discovered some that Alton Darwin Proudfoot, who used to live on Jessica Lynn Lane in Roseburg, Oregon. Alton's Oregon DMV shows he died. She checked Douglas County for the address and saw the property used to belong to Vicki Ruth Proudfoot. A simple Google search shows Vicki was married to Alton and moved to Alaska to live with her family after Alton died. Vicki passed away in Anchorage, Alaska in November 2019. There's an Alaska connection right there. A review of Oregon requests shows a male named Christopher Allen Proudfoot. Now, ours is Christopher Andrew, correct? Born February 24th. Wow, wouldn't that be something if that was the birth date, the day before Sebastian went missing? Was arrested in August of 2016. Hold on. Our agency uses the Verkada surveillance system, which several cameras place strategically throughout the cities of Sutherlin and Oakland. Some of these cameras are placed at Ford's Pond. However, I'm unable to review from as far back as March. This information was forwarded to our local major crimes team with Douglas County Sheriff's Office and with the Henderson Police Department Investigations Division. And then she says, thank you, and Officer Ashley Higgins. And I looked her up for us last time, and she is indeed the individual. Is CP's middle name is Andrew, correct? Yes, that's what I thought. Okay. So, yes, absolutely amazing. Reported, Stephen, we know you did the very same thing when you had what you thought was a sighting. Hi, Canadian True Crime. And so you were contacted by Dog's team and everything. And have you encountered them since then?
No.
Okay. Have you encountered anyone else who has encountered them?
No.
Okay. Are there flyers of Sebastian around there?
Only what I do.
Only what you do. Okay. Do people know about Sebastian there?
Yes, I go into stores and ask them if they've seen him.
Well, I left that message for that local news station to see if they'd cover the case, and I'll follow back up because I haven't gotten back. They haven't gotten back to me. So, because we're trying to get his Sebastian's story on their local news out there is what we are trying to do. So, if anyone else happened to see them, it might spark some memory. So that's one thing that we are trying to do is get him on the local news out there in the Sutherland area. So we have been looking. We did find, for those of you who want to take notes and do some research and help us out, there are many, many Proudfoots in the area. She has not been threatened. No. Have you been threatened?
No, and they don't want to.
No, and they don't want to threaten her. She has not been threatened, and she has, but remember, she went to the police. She has not been threatened, but she was followed.
One thing they need to remember, I have LE for family in the sheriff's office out here.
Yeah. So if they've done any research as to who reported them, they will find out she is very well connected to law enforcement there. So it's not something they want to mess with. Correct?
Correct.
Correct. You have done the genealogy, Sassy, and I have been referring to it while our friend here and I are on the phone, and I appreciate that you did that for us. Thank you so much, Joni. Thank you so much for your sweet donation. All of you.
I would like to throw this out there.
Okay.
My nephew is the lieutenant of the Medford Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
My niece is, she does investigations
Mm-hmm.
of the Medford Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a cousin in Roseburg that works for the Sheriff's Department.
Correct. See, she's very well connected and well protected. And when you let them know there was a car following you and all that, they were watching, right?
No, I'm not scared of them.
You're
I'm
so
gonna
cute.
I'm going to tell everyone right here, I carry a pew-pew in my car, so I'm not scared of anyone.
Yeah. Especially when you go searching, you do.
Absolutely.
Right. So, and we have found, now here's something I'm going to, now Sassy, I am going to be reaching out to you because I want to coordinate some things with you, some names. So I will be messaging you, my dear. And we're going to be pulling up some things that I found and coordinating with our guest. And then I'm going to see if you want to coordinate with us since you've been working on genealogy too. Yes, she is her own secret agent. I mean, goes to events in the area to see if she can see him. Actually, our guest here thought she had seen Sebastian a couple weeks ago, correct?
Yes, in a store here in Roseburg.
Mm-hmm. And you are so vigilant. How did you handle that?
I went to the cashier and I took pictures of Sebastian.
Mm-hmm.
I go, have you seen this little boy? He goes, I've seen a boy that looks a lot like him, but he comes in with his parents.
So she investigated it and found out that he comes in with his parents, and you knew the owners, right?
Yes.
So she was able, but she's investigating every child she thinks might look like him. So I love it. And I love that you give this time. And every time she and I connect, she's been out, had another search or found something else. So I'm just so pleased that we have all connected with you, my friend.
Well, I'm thankful for all of you.
Mm-hmm. And we are, so if you want to search with her, please put Ford's Pond search and send it to me, and we will get coordinating together. Okay.
The only thing I can say is whoever's going to help me search, you need to wear boots, jeans, long sleeve shirts. Otherwise, you're going to get ate up by blackberries.
Yes, their blackberry thickets are out there. Blackberry thickets are out there, so you'll want to wear long sleeves, boots, jeans, everything if you are going to intend to go out there and search. And we won't be releasing the date that they're searching. Afterwards, we'll talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Because I think I'm going to try and convince someone to do some streaming for me. So we'll talk about it.
Yes, we will.
What I'm hoping to do is someone who goes out searching, if they're together, we'll share their screen and we can watch you all search.
Yes, and I will supply water and stuff, so we're not all thirsty. And
okay.
But you guys, we need to get going on this.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So Sebastian will never go cold in my eyes because I'm going to look for that little boy till the day I die. This is not fair to Sebastian. No, it's not.
Someone just asked a question real quick. Yes, Tamara, I agree 100. Has anyone checked for the stepsock side of the family living in the area of this place in Oregon? Funny you would ask that. Let me show you something. Is this the one? Okay.
You guys are going to be blown away.
Yeah, this was found. You are going to be blown away. One of you sent me an email saying you had found a Bauer Sox construction company. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And here it is. And look at the name of the owner, Michael Bauer Sox. Well, if any of you have done any of the genealogy, as I know Sassy has, and I've done a lot of people searches, Michael Bauer. Oh, it's Michael Bauer Sox, not Proudfoot, though.
So it's still related to the Bower Sox.
Yeah, it's a Bower Sox right there. Okay. Now, interestingly, the vice president's name is R. Davison, and for some reason it's clicking. For some reason it's clicking with me. Yeah, if they had a search dog, that'd be great. A cadaver dog, I would think. That would be wonderful if we could get someone out there with a dog. But so there is a Bower Sox building, and what it is it's a construction company. We're committed. Okay, so what they do is 20 years experience in the construction industry. 10 years for Michael, 20 years for Rick Davison. Rick Davison's name is ringing a bell for me too. But they are a building construction company. Here in, what town were they in?
Portland.
Say it again.
Portland, Oregon.
Portland. They're in Portland. So there is a Bower Sox in Portland, Bower Sox building in Portland. And if you all Google Proudfoot, you're going to find many Pfoots.
There's so many Proudfoots and Bower Sox in Oregon.
Many. Yes, Stephen, I think there's many involved too. CP works for, is it? No, I don't want to get it mixed up between him and someone else in the case. CP's, one thing I will tell you all, the crane company at St. Jude's comes from a crane company in Oregon. Let me show you. I believe it's called Crane Works. Hold on. There is a connection between Oregon and St. Jude's cranes. Okay. There is a connection between Oregon and St. Jude's cranes. So they get them from this Oregon. They're connected to this Oregon site. And I don't have it with me to pull it up right now, my friends. But we're giving you guys Portland, Oregon, not Portland, Tennessee, everyone.
No, Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon, not Portland, Tennessee. And Sassy says there's a half brother to Terry Sauerbox named John Bower Sox. Okay. Are you talking Terry Jr. or Sr.? Kathy's husband or the son?
I will have to look it up again, Jay. If I'm not mistaken, there's a Proudfoot having construction built up in Portland too. I'll have to research that and show you a receipt.
Yes, and thank you. And like I said, the St. Jude's Crane Project, I wish I had that email pulled up for you. Hold on.
Okay. Takes a team, you guys.
It does take a team because we've got so much here, but it is out there in St. Jude's Hospital Crane Works. Hold on.
I would like to say this, I take like 85% of my time for Sebastian and not for my family, and which they know that I love Sebastian and I want to bring him home.
Yes, we do know. We do know that. You are, hi, Woman's Warrior. Good to see you. Thanks for your kind message the other day. You're just so sweet. Hi, Maduke Hamill. You do. You are giving your time. And even when she goes with her family, she is looking for Sebastian. Hi, Town Chat. Hi, Sammy G. We appreciate you so much doing this. And we are going to get a search together. We are going to get people out there to help you. If anyone knows recognizes is in Oregon and recognizes, let me get the car back up there. Girl, where is it? Okay, there it is. Let me make sure. I want to make sure that because they were all traveling during this time. Here's the pond. Looks like the tattoo. It is on Church Road. There's the heart at the picnic table they were sitting at. There is the vehicle. If any of you recognize and you live in that area or you are in any, I want to say thank you to all of you real quick. And I'm sorry I'm not interrupting to say thank you, but you all are amazing. They're thanking you too, my friend.
Oh, thank you, you guys.
They really love that you will come out and share and you'll put yourself out for this. Let's find Sebastian and bring him home. Thank you, caller.
Guys, if any of you live in Oregon, you don't know how bad I need you.
Yeah, she is doing this, and any outing. Thank you, Holly S. Green hearts for Sebastian. Joni, thank you so much. Panda Bear's mom, thank you. Jen, as usual, thank you, my friend. And Sassy, thank you. We are going to be in contact with you, Sassy. Okay. So
may I say this, Jay?
You can say whatever you want, my friend. Well, within
to
reason.
Anyone that has on this search with me has to identify yourself. Because if the person's not identified, you don't go on the search with us.
What do you mean?
I got to keep myself safe.
Oh, yes. We already, remember we talked about the way we're going to handle that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a way we're going to handle putting you to, like, me connecting you with our source if you're going to search, and it's going to be a safety way. So to keep our source safe, you'll be going through me, and then we'll all be doing a panel together. Okay?
Yeah. I also will be going down to the police department, telling them the search is going on.
Absolutely. And you know what? I wish we could get someone out there with dogs. I think that's a great idea. Maybe we'll contact Canine Jules and see if she knows of anyone in that area who would be able to help.
Okay.
I'm moving this next month, like within the next 6 weeks. So I'm probably not going to be the one to get to come out and help you all this time. So, hi, Wilted Lettuce. Good to see you. So, anything else that you want to add as far as we know? We want people to start looking into the Bower Sox building. Relatives in Oregon that are B Sox, Rosenbergs.
What I would like for everybody to do is start Googling and start finding out information.
Yeah. That area. If we can all, and if you send me something in email and it has anything to do with this, please, in all caps in the subject, put Ford's Pond. Then I will know that this is something I have to take care of immediately and get to our friend. Hold on one second. Wish we could get out there to help. Me too. Yes. I have your Bradford, and that's where Anthony comes in, right, Sassy? From the funeral home. There's an embalmer and a director that's in the family at Oaks and Nichols Funeral Home in Tennessee. So did she see what the license plate is on that vehicle? Did you happen to see if it was an Oregon plate or get the plate that was following you?
It was an Oregon plate.
It was an Oregon plate, but you didn't get the plate. Hi, Valerie. Good to see you.
No, but it was an Oregon plate.
I sent a message to David Bishop and haven't heard back from him. So I will go ahead and reach out to more people to help too. Ellie is on, in my opinion.
And Ellie I'm going to go down to the sheriff's department tomorrow to talk to them more about this.
Yes.
And see if we can get some things going on with that too.
Yes, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Yeah, I reached out to him, Christina, but he's so busy. So it could have been a rental car, but it looked did it look a little bit older?
It was older. It was his car. It wasn't a rental car.
Mm-hmm.
You can just tell that a rental car doesn't look that rough.
Great idea, Woman's Warrior. Email me about that and we'll get something going on that too. Great idea. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said the car was too old and they wouldn't rent something like that in Oregon.
There's Cheryl. Cheryl, I am so sorry I forgot to call you and let you know we were going on. Say that again, my friend. I'm sorry.
They said in Oregon, car rentals, they rent brand new cars. They don't rent garbage like he was driving.
Okay. So it was an older car. Okay.
Yeah.
Law enforcement.
The one thing that had me sketched out is he didn't go any farther than his car.
He was just watching you.
Yeah.
Christina, when you're saying here, do you mean in Oregon? Do you mean in Oregon? Cheryl, I am so sorry, my friend. So I'm waiting. Christina says law enforcement here has a dive team. Maybe they could call it practice. That's a great idea.
There's too much seaweed in there. There's no way they could dive in there.
Oh, so they're not. Oh, that's right. You said just kayaks, right?
Yeah, kayaks only.
Okay.
Kayaks or rafts.
Did
But if someone dived in that, they probably really hurt themselves.
Okay. I was with my brother once and he dove into a shallow pool and dislocated his collarbone. I will
Yeah.
never forget it. Sonar. Yes, sonar. Did you take only that one picture of that Suburban?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, she did, my friends. So trying to go over our notes. So we did find some relatives, Pfoots relatives in Roseburg, Springfield, Eugene, and Alaska. Okay.
And Portland.
And Portland. That's right. And Portland. We are now what we are trying to do is verify if they are related. That's why if any of you want to help out with this research, they can't drag that lake. What was the reason they couldn't drag that lake?
What, the pond?
Yeah.
There's too much seaweed in it.
Okay. So they can't drag one with seaweed?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Crystal, she was afraid to get out of her car and they were behind her. So she was driving to the pond and then once they pulled up there, she was afraid to get out of her vehicle. So she wasn't able to get the plates. So, but this is what we have there. If you want to blow it up a little bit, those of you, I know some of you are fabulous at it. There is an individual sitting in that car.
I'd like to go back through the
Yes,
roadhouse
Doug
picture.
Bishop, I meant Doug Bishop, excuse me. Or Doug from, yeah, Doug.
I would like to go back through the roadhouse pictures of the two men with baseball caps on.
Okay, we'll do that. Yes, so that's what we're going to do. So did he put a tracker on your car? Interesting. Did they go near was your car in the garage when they were out front of your home?
Oh, no, where he was parked was about 500 feet from my house.
You don't think he would have approached your house?
I don't know, Jay. It was like really early in the morning when I noticed him.
Mm-hmm. Well, there is someone sitting in that car. You see no car? How do you see no car? Hold on. Do I not? I'm looking at a car. Yes, Karen. Do you guys have a black screen? Yes, Sassy, we've been referring to your genealogy that you sent. It's been wonderful. Thank you. No, we all see the SUV, so you should not have a black screen. So I think like I told you, she has recognized and identified the people as being not on the Proudfooter Bowersock side. We want to know what brought them there. We are also looking at schools in the area, residential schools in the area. Maybe he was taking one and they were out there to do a parent visit. I don't know. I know 95% after that poll think he is no longer with us. But did it change any of your minds yesterday to watch about the program in the schools that they pull them out of bed at 3 a.m., take them, they have no contact with the outside world, things like that. So it does look like a Suburban. So that's kind of, if we want to go with hope and how do we look for hope until there's proof otherwise, my suggestion is find this connection to what people were there. And she's got the people. We just have to figure out some things, right? Before we are confident with releasing that and give it to police first, right?
Well, it's most definitely the people that I showed you.
Right. But we have to make our connections and then give it to police.
Yeah.
And so then once we've given it to the law enforcement, we will share with you. Okay. So I'm sure Seth does, because he does come into our chats. So I'm sure he does know about this because we've talked about this on here many, many times. But I can send a message and I'll text Tony and just tell him to make sure Seth watches this video again. But I want to thank you so much for all you're doing. And I'm going to be in touch with you because we're working on the people this week. And I will also let you know what people want to search, and we'll get a coordinated effort going. Okay.
Okay.
So person in the vehicle looks like they're looking at the picture taker. I thought so too. I see the face, right? No, we won't be. I won't be. Mm-hmm. So hold on. What's happening here? I'm looking at their questions real quick.
Okay.
Okay, real quick. Let me see. Someone saying, "What do you mean it is sold? What's sold?" I'm missing out on something here. The car is sold. 2005 Chevy Suburban. Well, how do you know? Is that the exact one? Did you hear that?
Yeah, how do they know that?
I don't know.
It sounds like a Chris outfit to me.
Stop it. Oh, it's a look-alike. Thank you, Logan. Thank you so much. It's a look-alike.
Okay.
So it could be smarty pants. It could be
no filter when it comes to Chris and Katie.
I know. Hold on. Let me pull up that make and model again because they had a make and model that matched it. Now I can't find it. 2006. Okay. 2006 Chevy Suburban. Oh, she's got 2005, but two-wheel drive SUV. So are you saying it's a 2005, 2006? So there we go. If I were you, that's one we should take to Ashley.
So, yeah. So,
you know,
has any of the pictures of the Texas Roadhouse, has anyone seen a Suburban like that in the parking lot? Because the reason why I'm asking is because didn't someone have on an Oregon Duck shirt?
They thought Green Hoodie may have had an Oregon Duck shirt on, but as people looked at it, they thought it might be Navy. Okay, because I'm going to tell you what, Oregon Duck shirts are hard to get a hold of if you don't live in this town. You have to order them offline. Either that or the person that's wearing it's from Oregon. Okay. We're going to have to look at that, like we said. I still need to show them that one other person that I discovered that's in there. So we will bring forth the Texas Roadhouse stuff as well. So we're working on a bunch of stuff. I know that other channels have been working on the Texas Roadhouse, doing fabulous work. I will go back and watch theirs, and then we will look at what we have and put it together and bring it to you. But as soon as, and we need to look for a Suburban. I did hear there was a car in the parking lot parked in the Texas Roadhouse while Sebastian and his mom were in there for about an hour. They never went in. They never ate. They never picked up food, and it was very unusual. Okay. I was not told the make of the vehicle, but it was very unusual. And remember, At Night and Dog had said that a car followed them in, according to the surveillance. Kiki, are they the ones who put that on? You said get in touch with Momming It Up. Is she the one who put that on? Because I heard that someone was also revealing some stuff. I have a lot of catching up to do, but I'm going to do it next time we come on. We're going to share even more information. The heart on the picnic table really creeped her out because it matches the heart on her arm, matches the shape of the pond. The pond's on Church Road. The opening where the cross could be is where they were sitting, and the parking lot, and where she was fishing. Okay. Thank you, Kiki. Appreciate it. What are these wires in front of the vehicle?
Wires.
What is that in front of the vehicle? All that scratchy stuff.
Let me go back in and
okay.
Look.
And what someone wanted to know was the front bumper dented in.
I didn't notice.
Okay. They all have it. Now, I will guarantee you all will notice things we have not by the end of the night. They're amazing sleuths. By the end of the night, I will have emails that are phenomenal about this vehicle. So we are going to keep working. We are going to take things to law enforcement as we discover them for certain, just like this vehicle and the people. And it's going to be soon. Is it cracks on your phone lens or your windshield, maybe? Did you have a cracked windshield?
Yes.
Okay, it's her cracked windshield. So why is there so many involved, but nobody's saying anything to get that money? These loyal SOBs. Why are they being so loyal? It's all crazy to me. Why hide a child from his dad? I
want to tell everybody something. It's not about the money to me. because if Sebastian was found alive, I would give that little boy every penny of that reward.
So he and Seth could start a life, you know?
Yeah, I would.
Mm-hmm.
Money isn't important, Sebastian is.
Yeah, he really has become so important to so many of us.
And that money would go to Sebastian to live his dream.
You just gave me chills, my friend. So we have found a great advocate for Sebastian's Army, and we are going to keep looking, and we are going to keep working on this. And as soon as we are able to release to you the names, and Cheryl, if you want to get in touch with me, go ahead, and we'll talk about it too. The names, once we have it to the police, okay? Because once we can identify them and give it to the officer, I know she's a sweetie, isn't she, Joanne? You just made Joanne cry with your sentiment.
Oh,
That is just so sweet. Then once we can get that, once we figure it out, work 100%, get it to the law enforcement in Oregon, and we get it to Doggin at Night and the FBI, then we will bring it forth to you, okay? We just want to make sure that our due diligence is being done. So the one thing we can tell you is it is not Kathy B or Terry B. I just want you to know that, because many of us thought it might be that's who they were with, but it is indeed not them. Out of fairness to them, it is not them. You sent me an email. Okay, Cinderella, sounds good. I know that's what we're trying. That's what we're working on is, are they related? Thank you, Sassy. We've been going through the same thing. We're looking and trying to find those connections too. So anyone who can find relatives in Oregon to either of them, anyone who can find businesses related to those relatives, anything like that. Now, I know there's a connection to St. Jude's out in Oregon, and I will pull that back up for you all, and we'll bring it forth again. But thank you all so much for being here. Do you have anything you want to say? Oh, she's gone. Okay.
No, I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Oh, I forgot. You're not on panel. I looked at the panel. Do you have anything that you want to say to the crowd before we get off?
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell all of you how much I appreciate you.
Aw, thank you.
For believing in me. Because it's so true, you guys. I just need the help. And if we can bring Sebastian home to Seth, what else could be any more beautiful?
Absolutely. Yes, Cheryl, I do have the name. Thank you. That's why I said get in touch with me if you want to work with us on this, Cheryl, because we want to make some connections before we release it. Thank you so much. And also Woman's Warrior Buzz, it's Woman's Warrior says, Buzz, please tell your guest thank you for everything she is doing. God bless her. She is so brave, a true warrior from the bottom of our heart. Thank you so much. And there's green hearts in the chat. Let's all do green hearts for Sebastian. Ready, set, go. Green hearts. Green hearts for Sebastian. Let's get him in. Yes, I'm going to ask Lisa Rue. That's a great idea. And I'm going to ask, here we go. Let's bring him home. I will ask. Thank you. Whispering Winds is going to make phone calls. We're going to ask Canine Jules if she would know anyone. Look at all the green hearts. Thank you so much. We are going to bring him home. Hi, SI officer. I am so sorry I've never gotten in touch with you by phone, but I will be in touch soon. We need to search the opposite side of the pond as well. Yes. Good thinking. Yes. Just let us know. If you're willing to put FORDS Pond Search, we have filled it with green hearts. You all are amazing. We're going to bring him home. We can't give up. If we want to look for him, my suggestion right now is we are looking. We don't have proof of anything other than our last evidence is proof of life. So if we want to look for him, I say we look at residential programs. We look around FORDS Pond and Sebastian's Army. We will keep going.
We won't give up either, you guys.
We will not give up. Thank you so much. And our guests, thank you so much for all you're doing. And I'm going to let you get off of here now. And I'm going to sign out with the group.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody.
Yes. And I will be in touch with you tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. And the crowd says thank you. They are just so grateful. And she will be back as we reveal more information. Correct?
I will be back, you guys. We're not going to give up.
Okay. She'll be back. Thanks so much, my friend. We appreciate you.
Well, you're welcome.
Talk soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. So she is going to come back on our channel. We are working to, thank you so much, Crystal. We are working at it. And I know there might be many of you who want to get involved. Send me a message. There's lots to do. Right now, we are searching Oregon for any connection related to them. And we have to verify the relations, okay? So stay safe. Keep keeping on. Please remember Seth and Sebastian in your prayers and all the missing, that they will be brought home and their parents can fill their beds, their seats at the table again. Hug them good night and help them plan their futures. Thank you. Yes, there's a small island. You are right, his I-7. I was going to show you all that in the Google Earth. Thank you all for everything you do. I will be streaming Lori Vallow Daybell's final show in the morning. It starts at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to start it at 12:30 so I can give you all of her charges from prior and what this case is focusing on and what to expect. So I hope to see you there tomorrow for Lori Daybell, the Cult Mom's final show, Arizona versus Lori Daybell. Yes, the circus. So I will see you all in the morning, and thank you for being the best. And I want to say thank you very much. Sassy, thank you so very much because you care about Sebastian. That is so sweet. Sebastian Q&A fun. Thank you, Jen. Let's find Sebastian and bring him home. Thank you, caller. Thank you, Panda Bear's mom. Thank you, Holly S., for your sweet green hearts, prayers, and donation. Thank you, Joni, for your sweet donation. We are going to bring him home. We're not going to give up. And we got to narrow, whether we're checking things off the list or whatever we're doing something, right? So have a wonderful evening. Keep keeping on, and I will see you in the morning. Talk soon, my friends.